So let's get this European roundup underway, and I'm going to reflect on 4 Champions League quarter-finals and 2 semi-finals in the Europa League. Let's get started with the Champions League, and the first of the 4 matches was Atalanta against Paris Saint-Germain. Of course, all matches being played in Germany, so no home advantage here. It was a funny sort of match, really. Atalanta certainly had the better of the first half, and they managed to go in front on 26 minutes. A nice sweeping passing move, coolly finished by Pasalic. But the rest of the half was notable for the blatant misses by the superstar for PSG, Neymar, the Brazilian. He certainly didn't seem to have his shooting boots on. Into the second half, and Atalanta was still holding their own, and PSG were getting more and more desperate, really, as time started to run out. And they threw on Mbappe, who was injured, with 20 minutes to go. And he started off with a miserable effort, but eventually, on 89 minutes, they scrambled in an equaliser, a deflection off a defender, and so the game was level. And then, to make matters worse, on 92 minutes, on the attack, PSG, Mbappe's cross, and it was converted by the PSG forward, and at the death they'd won the match by 2-1. They really didn't look impressive. Atalanta were absolutely shell-shocked, but that's the way football goes. Now to the second match. This was a match involving Leipzig from the Bundesliga and Atletico Madrid from La Liga, and it was a pretty rotten first half, to be frank, but on 50 minutes Leipzig went ahead. Alvaro got the goal, but they were pegged back following a penalty by Atletico Madrid, who threw on their expensive Portuguese superstar, and I can't pronounce his name. Afau, I think his name is, and so it was 1-1. But on 87 minutes, a deflected shot from Adams for Leipzig secured their passage into the semi-finals, taking this game by 2-1. So into the next fixture, which was the big one, really, but Bayern Munich against Barcelona. Well, most people were tipping Bayern, but what took place that evening is nothing short of remarkable. Pensic sent on 3 minutes to Muller, and it was 1-0 to the Germans. 7 minutes, a dramatic old goal after a break by Barcelona. Albert managed to sky the ball into his own net. 21 minutes, again lost possession, Barcelona, and it hit the far corner for the Germans. Poor goalkeeping, to be frank. So 21 minutes and Bayern were back in the lead. 27 minutes, Gnabry sweeps home after a nice pass put him through. That was 3-1. And 3 minutes later, Kimmich got on the end of a Muller cross. And all of a sudden, after 30 minutes, Bayern were 4-1 up. Barcelona looking absolutely ragged. Into the second half, 56 minutes, a sort of, I suppose, a hope when Suarez connected with a left foot shot to peg it back to 4-2. But 5 minutes later, Kimmich again finishes off a delightful move down the left, and Bayern were back at 5-2. And then in the last 10 minutes, Lewandowski finished off a good cross by Coutinho. Coutinho converted himself on 84, and then Lewandowski got his brace on 88. So we left for a sit down after that, the final whistle, and the remarkable score of Bayern Munich 8, Barcelona 2. And since then, of course, the coach at Barcelona has been sacked, and I think half of the squad should be sacked. It was absolutely appalling. So, to the fourth match now. This was Manchester City, strong favourites against Lyon from the French Ligue 1. And to be perfectly honest, Garcia started for Man City, and I hadn't really heard much about him. But the Silvers, Mahrez and Foden were on the bench. Strange selection choice by Guardiola. And then on 23 minutes, Cornet managed to slip the ball in the corner past Ederson to put the French side in front, 1-0. Lots of poor finishing and great goalkeeping by the Lyon keeper kept City at bay, and we got to the half still at 1-0. De Bruyne was becoming more influential, and on 68 minutes, good work by Sterling on the byline, and De Bruyne stepped up and hit a smart shot across the keeper into the corner. So we were level at 1-1. Then we had a couple of amazing sort of pieces of play where City should have gone in front. Jesus and Sterling really not looking like they've got their scooting books on. Then 78 minutes, a ball was put through. It looked like it was offside, but the man who actually collected the ball wasn't. And so the other Lyon player was deemed to be not interfering with play. But to quote Brian Clough, his comment back in the old days was that if he's not interfering with play, he shouldn't be on the pitch. And I go along with that. But anyway, Dembele marched into the box and clipped it wide of Ederson, and the French were back in front 2-1. Sterling then missed an absolute City from 2 yards that should have brought us back level. 3 minutes later, on 86, Ederson spilled a really tame effort, and Dembele gathered up the crumbs to put the French side in 3-1, and that's how it ended. So a bit of a shock. It now leaves the semi-finals of the Champions League as follows. We've got 2 French sides and 2 German sides. In the first semi-final, PSG will play Leipzig, and in the second semi-final, Bayern Munich will play Lyon. So now let's move on to the Europa League. The first match played a couple of nights back now. Manchester United at home against Sevilla. Of course, both matches now. Sorry, I got a slight mistake there. The Champions League games were all played in Portugal. If I said Germany, I'm wrong. The Europa League matches are being played in Germany, and Manchester United were playing Sevilla in the first semi-final. An early opportunity for the Reds led to a penalty early on, and Fernandes connected for 1-0. Fred should have done better on an opportunity a bit later, but then on 25 minutes, Suso for Sevilla swept home a cross from the left, far too good for De Gea, who was in for Romero. 32 minutes, Martial spawned a good opportunity, so we got to the break 1-1. United had the better of things. The keeper was playing well for sure, and but that goal wasn't coming. The strikers weren't really on top form. 77 minutes, a quick break down the right. The cross came into the box. For some ridiculous reason, both Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof, the main culprit, let the ball go, and between them ran De Jong, and he clipped it wide of De Gea, and so Sevilla had stolen the match, won the game by 2-1. Solskjaer extremely disappointing, and so he should be. Then the final match last night, the encounter between Inter Milan and Shakhtar Donetsk. Well, it wasn't really much of a contest, to be honest. Martinez stole the show for the Italians. He got off to a good start after 18 minutes. 1-0 at the break, and then the floodgates opened up after that. Ambrosio put them 2 up. Then Martinez clipped it in for free on 71 minutes. And then Lukaku chipped in with a brace, 77 and 83. And that led to the final score of Inter Milan 5, Shakhtar Donetsk 0. So the final of that competition, I think, is going to be played on Friday, and it will involve Sevilla, who've won it 3 times, I believe, and Inter Milan. So British involvement has ended in both competitions. I'll be around to sum up these competitions after the Champions League final, which will be played, I think, early next week.